I forgot how much I look like I'm doing a pageant when I do my hair and makeup full out. I look like, I hope that we can end world hunger and bring about peace on earth for all who inhabit this beautiful place. Thank you so much. Miss Idaho, yes, yes.
Welcome to The Wall. Today we have a video loaded with controversy. We'll be listening to several modern women complaining, as usual, about men. We'll also explore what one girl claims to be the best contraceptive method in the world and delve into the double standards of this matriarchal society. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're chasing 150,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Thanks to those who support the project with their super chats and share their experiences in the comments. That's what makes this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video. All right, let's get started.
The most frustrating thing about men is the fact that they refuse to acknowledge when they are being flirted with.
It's more likely the case that instead of refusing to acknowledge that they're being flirted with, that they were just either completely unaware of it, or they were playing it safe. What exactly was the strategy that one used?
Oh, you're so handsome. And they just go... They look so confused to the point where you're like, they obviously want nothing to do with me. That's okay. Won't do that again.
Here's a better idea. Instead of trying to be subtle, why not just eliminate all possibilities for confusion and tell the guy that you're interested in him, that you're flirting with him, instead of expecting him to pick up on subtle cues which could easily be misinterpreted as a woman just being nice.
Later you find out they liked you the whole time, so... What?
So the moral of the story here is, it would have been better from the beginning just to be upfront and honest and let the guy know that you're interested in him. It would have saved everyone a lot of time.
As my sales professor used to say, he who speaks clearly never suffers from misunderstandings. If you like someone, tell them directly. There's no need to send mixed signals or play the mystery game. Speaking clearly increases your chances of success. The problem is that many women prefer to send subtle signals, expecting the man to decipher a secret code. Then, when he doesn't catch on or misinterprets it, they get frustrated and think, he's not interested in me. The reality is that most men aren't paying attention to those games. If you want something, say it. Speaking clearly eliminates confusion and saves both you and him time.
Okay, so I've been talking to a guy for literally a few months now. He went to Europe. We started talking, we had a great few dates, and then he left to go to Europe. And he was gone for 3 weeks, and we texted the entire time he was gone. He brought me gifts back from Europe. Oh, that guy's cute. Brought me gifts back from Europe, okay? We've gone out like 3 times since he's been back from Europe. Last Thursday, I went to his house. He cooked me an entire chicken dinner. Like, so great, so sweet. We ate it like at his house overlooking the city, and we went swimming in his pool, and we played video games that he had downloaded for me, and he seemed super into me. He made this beautiful fire, and we cuddled in front of the fire, whatever. Okay? Then he's like, can I see you Sunday? Now remember, this is Thursday. And I was like, yeah, let's see each other Sunday. And he's like, okay, I'll text you about it tomorrow. And then he texts me the next day, but he's not saying like that we're going to do something. So I like hearted one of his messages because it wasn't really a question. I didn't know how to respond. Then Sunday comes around and I'm like, hey, we should go ice skating. I've really been wanting to go ice skating lately. Do you want to come? He was like, oh, I wish. My car got impounded, so I'm going to work on getting my car. I'm like, okay, I completely understand. Right? I'm like, I feel so bad. I feel terrible. He didn't respond to that. That's Sunday. It's now Thursday and we haven't talked at all. And we didn't go like a day without texting. And sorry, I'm parallel parking right now while I'm making a TikTok. Someone callants. Anyway, we didn't go like a few days without talking. So am I getting ghosted? Am I getting ghosted?
Hey, bro. What? Oh my God!
Absence, anxiety, and uncertainty will always be your best allies. This guy is a clear Chad who played his cards perfectly. He has the perfect excuse of being European, which allows him to disappear without raising suspicion. First, he gave her the best date of her life, an incredible experience that made her feel special and loved. He left her with a memory she won't be able to forget. Then came the next move, the emotional roller coaster. He disappeared, creating absence and letting uncertainty work in his favor. Now she misses him, can't stop thinking about him, and wonders why he pulled away. It's a game that hooks her emotionally because it creates dependency. And while she's reflecting on all of this, by the way, recording TikToks while driving isn't just dangerous, it puts your life and the lives of others at risk.
Okay, so I've been talking to a guy for literally a few months now. I couldn't make this up if I tried. I have been ghosted, lied to, and played, and finally, he's reached back out. Hey babe, sorry I vanished. Had a family issue that brought down a Jenga tower of problems. Apologize to you with laser tag and margaritas this week. Okay, leading up to this, his car was fakely impounded, and he had COVID, supposedly. Go watch the previous video and then the updates after to be fully brought up, but I am so confused with what's going on. Why did he reach out suddenly after a week? Is this true? Was the impounded car a lie? I am so confused. I just flew to Ohio, so I'm with my family, and when his name pops up on my phone, my mom goes, "You got a text from blah, blah, blah," and I'm like, what? So I walked over, checked my phone, and visibly screamed. Like, audibly screamed. I'm so confused what's happening. I'm so confused. Somebody please tell me if this is fake, if you think he saw the video and now he's texting. What's going on? Please, please, please tell me what you think.
This is the problem with turning your life into a public soap opera on TikTok. Everyone knows what you think and feel, and that leaves you exposed. This girl has already fallen into the emotional roller coaster of the chat. No matter what he says, she'll give him another chance. Why? Because women act from emotion, not logic. He disappears, comes back with excuses, and she falls for it. The greater her interest, the bigger the discount she gives him. And now, she's in his hands.
Want to know what the best form of birth control is? It's not seeing the moms out there that have 3 kids that are like grocery shopping, because that right there, I'm like, whoa. I see those moms just doing daily activities, or I do my daily activities, and then I think, I'm like, what if I had a kid? What if I had to like provide for another human life and like take care of them and all these different things? That's when I know I'm like, okay, I'm not ready for kids. But you want to know the most powerful form of birth control? It's not the pills, it's not the IUD, it's not tracking your cycles, it's none of that. It's when your man gets a common fucking cold. You guys, I have to get out of the house. I can't do it. I love my man. I love him so much. He's such a kind and gentle soul. And you know, I kind of love when he gets sick. 'Cause it's always like the first responders, the manly men that are like, they see the craziest stuff and they're so manly, and then they get sick and they come to you and you're like, they're like, mommy, help me. And you're like, oh, I'm here, baby. I got you. Like, let me give you Dayquil, NyQuil. Let me give you all the things you need. And I got pho for him last night. Like, I love taking care of him. I love seeing that side of him. But you would think that this man, like to a certain extent, right? Because you would think that this man is fighting off bronchitis, pneumonia, the stomach flu, and some other kind of like bacterial infection at the same time, when he's just a little stuffed up. Which is, you know what? It sucks. It sucks, and I hate being sick. I hate when I'm a little bit sick too. I'm like, I might as well just be knocked out. You know, being a little sick sometimes sucks. But I'm like, sir, it's gonna be okay. But the way that he's acting, you would think that we're dealing with some kind of like horrific sickness in my house. And you want to know what the worst part is that set him over the edge? Is when I told him yesterday, I was like, listen, buddy, you're sick. You're getting worse by the hour. You probably are going to miss your tea time tomorrow with the boys. You guys probably, I don't know if anybody lives in Nashville is local. If you heard some kind of like World War III starting, that was just us. That's the Rudy Piniella household. Okay. He lost it. He was like, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm going to miss my tea time tomorrow? I said, sir, you're sick. Like, you're not going to be able to, like, if you go tomorrow, you're going to be sick for the next week. But if you rest tomorrow, you'll probably beat it within the next 24 to 48 hours and you'll be good to go. He literally was devastated to hear that, which I understand, because this is like his one day of the week where he can go out with the boys. He was excited. He planned it all week. Like, I totally understand. And I was excited for him to get out of the house too, because you guys know that I love my alone time. Like, I've got my spicy book that I have to finish. But, I'm like, wait, hold on. Let me think about this whole scenario this past week. And I was supposed to be alone most of the weekend. And now I've been taking care of my man, which I love to do. Again, I love it. I love it. But now I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely not ready for kids for the next 5 years. I can't do it. I can't do it. Stay single, friends.
This is exactly what Kevin Samuels, may he rest in peace, used to talk about. Showing weakness as a man is a very fine line in a relationship. Women say they want to see your emotional side, but when you face a real problem or fall ill, many don't want to deal with it and prefer to walk away. Not all women are like this, but it happens more often than they're willing to admit. That's why I always tell men, Be strong in your boundaries and gentle in your needs. Test your partner with small acts of service to see how she reacts. A woman connects with her feminine energy when she helps her man, but those small tests also show you who you're dealing with. If she fails at something simple, like taking care of you when you're sick, don't expect her to be there when bigger problems come. And trust me, in life, the big problems always come.
Why is it that so many women can't help but be hypocritical? This is a French pole vaulter who missed out on an Olympic medal because even though he cleared the bar, he barely knocked it off with his and that moment went viral for a couple of reasons. First, because people found it funny, but second, because a lot of women had some interesting things to say about it. French diver, French swimmer, French vaulter, I see what's going on here. Can't wait for my trip to Paris in September. He lost his dream, but he's every girl's dream. I might need to date a French guy. He's still a winner in my eyes. His manhood deserves a medal. Aren't these the same women who, if the roles were reversed and a girl's tits hit the bar, would be calling the male commenters predatory, misogynistic, dehumanizing? This is where so many women lose the thread. This can't be a rules for thee but not for me situation. You don't get to hold people to a different standard than you hold yourself. You want to have a laugh or say what everyone's thinking? Fine. Just don't get your panties in a bunch when men do it.
It's funny because it's true.
Men will always be accused of being misogynistic, but the sexualization of women today knows no limits. Take the case of the girl who slept with 101 men, and yet women portray her as innocent while blaming men for everything. Where's the logic in that? We live in a world where, no matter what a woman does, she will always be seen as the victim. Some have accounts on blue apps, calling themselves models or businesswomen, but the double standards are everywhere. Tomorrow, you'll see a woman in tight clothing at the gym, recording a guy without his consent, and he's immediately labeled creepy or a predator. No matter what a woman does, the blame always falls on men. That's the reality of this modern matriarchy. The double standards of this society, brothers. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, here are some questions for you. What advice would you give men on how to protect themselves from modern women? What do you think about a woman who refuses to take care of her sick boyfriend? If you enjoyed the video, we've got 2 more interesting videos about modern women that you might like. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications as we release a new video for you every day. See you in the next episode of The Wall.